Okay, today I'm going to talk about money. See, even as a small child, I remember being really driven to make money, but I also remember it being money in, money out. So as soon as I spent it, I had to go and I had to look for more ways to make more of it. I vividly remember that I wanted to make so much money that I could take care of my entire family. And I also remember my very own sister who would tell me that I was stingy and that I cared too much about money. So it was really a contradiction in my head because how could I be stingy if the reason I wanted to make a lot of money was so that I could take care of my whole family? So many questions, and the answers didn't really come to me for many years. And I'm still unpacking it in a lot of ways, but I think that in the process, I've discovered some truths for myself. And then at the end of this here, I want to leave 6 takeaways that I think might help you discover your path. So first, let's start with why most people don't understand money. So our education system was built to mold a working class. So there's a lot of tasks in our society, and we need people who are trained to do those tasks. So from kindergarten to 8th grade, it's really supposed to build a general foundation, and then you progress through high school and college where you choose more specific areas of study. And then there are trade schools and there's internships, and those are built more like modern day apprenticeships. So really the whole point is that the process is to teach people a skill that then they can earn a living. But what the education system doesn't teach you is how to manage those earnings. And it really makes a lot of sense if you think about it. So there's a tremendous amount of benefit that a society gets when they educate their community because they fill those roles. But becoming financially independent, it doesn't really contribute to those goals. So since there's no immediate benefit to the society, they really don't teach you that. And then you don't know how to become financially independent. And so it doesn't happen. So what that means is that you have to discover it. In the past, it's been really difficult because that information that keeps and makes people rich, it's secrets that are passed down from generation to generation. So that's why the rich get richer and the poor stay poor. So this great financial divide is created by this very information. So once again, the rich have the information and the poor, they don't have the information. And for most of us, our parents did not have that information. So we have to go out and we have to find it. So I really think though that you can consider yourself pretty lucky because we are now in the information age. So a lot of this information can be available. Now, it's not overly easy. The process can still be intimidating, but it's actually pretty simple. So you just got to go out, you got to find it, you got to discover it. But once you find it, it could completely change the trajectory of your entire lineage. This is called generational wealth. So the access to the information is tremendous, right? There's a lot of it. It's tremendous, powerful information, but there's so much that sometimes it's hard to discern the truth. So that's really where our journey begins. So let me help you begin this journey and take away some immediate things that can help you build a foundation. You can kind of think of me as like your kindergarten teacher for financial education. So I'll start really quickly by saying that I don't know your goals, so you do have to adjust accordingly, but hopefully these are 6 starter tips that will help you define them. Number 1, know exactly what you earn for the week, the month, and the year. And there is a big difference. Number 2, know what you spend for the week, the month, and the year. And once again, there is a difference. So now you take the difference between what you earn and what you spend, and that becomes your savings. So now if there's nothing left, you really have some hard decisions to make. So you got to reduce spending or you got to make more of it. I know that's not easy, but really it can always be done. So even if it's just temporary, just to get to your goals, it's very important. Number 4. Now, this very savings, you want to call it your emergency fund. So you build up this emergency fund by using milestones to help you set your goals. So just start with an easy $1,000. Now, I use that because it's really just a Dave Ramsey approach. Just a good starting number, hopefully easy to attain. Then you want to move up to $5,000. I use that number because as a homeowner, $5,000 really should take care of most emergency repairs like an AC unit or a water heater or something like that. Eventually, you then want to progress to having 3 months of your monthly expenditures, and you'll know that number once you do step 1 and step 2. And then finally, 6 months. That's a really good, secure emergency fund. Now, number 5, once you have your emergency fund, you got to lock that baby up. You absolutely never, ever touch it unless it's a true emergency. And Amazon Day Prime sale, no, that doesn't count. So last step, number 6. After you have your emergency fund locked up, use the remaining funds to explore investing. The world is your oyster, and there's really so much. But you got to find out what fits you. So there's stocks with dividends, there's bonds, annuities, whole life insurance. I'm reading all this, Forex, note options, IRAs, Roths, derivatives, precious metals, collectibles, real estate. The list goes on and on. And now there's no way I can leave out cryptocurrency, decentralized finance, and even non-fungible tokens. So I really can't tell you what to do because, well, I don't know your risk tolerance, but what I can leave you with is this last thought. There's risk to every investment, but there's way more risk in not investing in your future. What I know through tons of research is that many people, they don't regret taking a risk on their future and potentially doing something that could change their life. But what they do risk is not doing things and not investing in themselves that could have probably worked out. And what they don't realize is that it also could have potentially changed their life and all of their generations to follow.